3, 2, 1.
Here we go! Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the HerdU podcast. I'm Tessa.
I'm Adam.
And we are excited you are here. So Adam, this is kind of weird. We're shooting on a Monday, which we normally don't do because Mondays are usually crazy busy.
Yeah.
So anyway, how was your weekend?
Weekend was great. Didn't do a whole lot.
Did you bowl on Friday?
We did. Yeah, we went and bowled. That was fun. Took some pictures. We actually bowled. So this year I was on the migrant team. Well, this is the first time I've ever bowled. And it's not migrant.
People
it was federal
are still
program.
a little sad about that.
I haven't gotten invited the last couple of times. Actually, I hadn't invited myself. So I hadn't been on a team. And this year they asked me. They were one short. So I went and bowled with them. So we got to bowl next to the technology team.
Oh, perfect.
So anyways.
Yeah. I was sad to not go, but we had our first scrimmage. Or we didn't have a scrimmage. We had the banquet that Friday and then scrimmage on Saturday. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to throw you for a little loop here. So this is something that we've been working on as a family. I don't know. Maybe your family is really communicative. Is that how you say that? Communicative? Anyways, my family is really good at just saying one word answers, especially my teenager. And so I've been trying, like, instead of asking, hey, how was I literally just asked you how your weekend was. I was going to ask you before it, but I forgot. I have been asking, what's something that either made you laugh or smile? Like, and we could do it daily or weekly or whatever. So we've been working on that. And so I'm going to ask you that question. What is something that made you smile this weekend?
This weekend, Anastasia's wittiness. So she's kind of picked it up. Like, I'm real, I don't know, not really at work, but around the family, around the kids, I'm really witty. Like, they'll say something and I just blurt out whatever comes into mind. So she did it this weekend, like all weekend long. And I was just like, LOL, you know what I mean? Like laughing. Even Danielle was like, Mom, what is wrong with you? We're all laughing and it was a good thing.
That's awesome.
That was fun.
Perfect. So mine is going to be actually Kyler's response. Like, I laugh so hard at this. So he's been working now, and he's working like the little baseball tournaments and softball tournaments in Amarillo and Canyon, like with Rob and all of them.
Yeah.
And so we go to pick him up on Saturday, and we're watching this team, and they're running behind, which happens. And I don't know baseball, but they're little kids, like dancing in the field or whatever. And this one kid is pitching horribly. Like, that I do know, because it's like, meow, hits the dirt. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't think that's supposed to happen. Anyway, so the team's batting and hitting, and that poor team before them could not get a hit on anything. And so one kid scores and they all run off. And I was like, well, what happened? Jim's like, oh, they probably were run rolled or whatever. So this was Kyler's response. He's like, yeah, this kid's like, Coach, did we win? And it was a team that got run rolled. He had no idea. And Kyler said, I just started laughing at him because the coach is like, no, we got beat really bad.
Yeah.
And the kid had no clue. He's like, did we win, Coach? Is that why we're coming out here? And he's like, no, you lost.
Yeah,
so
pretty bad.
But anyway, that was a good way to start conversations, because if I would have been like, hey, how was your day? He'd say good. Because I have no doubt his day was good.
Yeah.
But it dove in a little bit deeper. Anyway, you should
try
that.
Idea. Yeah.
You should try that. Like, not like every day, but then if you do it every day, then they'll be looking for something to be joyful about in their day.
Yeah.
I don't know. Thoughts to ponder. But we're trying to change some questionings around the Stowe household. So, because I'm like, how's your day? Well, let me tell you. And my boys are like, good. Okay.
Sounds like a good plan, though.
Yeah. Something different.
And I guess it's a teenage phase. I mean, Josiah still does it a little bit, but he's gotten where he communicates more, so he gives more information.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
In high school, I guess it was just, they're so used to just yes, no,
okay,
yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yeah, okay. So he's gotten better for sure.
Good. But anyway, you should try that and see what happens.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Well, good. I'm glad you guys had a good time at bowling. This is something you probably don't know, but me growing up, I was actually part of Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Oh, nice.
Back then, they did it where, like, if your parents were divorced or single parents, I know they don't really do it that way now, but like probably 4th grade, I was recommended, and I matched with the big. Her name was Jana Houston, and she actually taught high school math.
Nice.
And so she was my big all through, like, I went all the way through high school, like sophomore junior year, something like that.
Yeah.
But we didn't meet during lunchtime. They would actually like have to do time after, like couple days a month we'd go like to the park or get ice cream or something like that. So it was actually pretty cool.
That's actually cool.
Yeah.
We've talked about doing it. Anastasia's done it. I don't think she's done it the last couple of years, but just because of the busyness.
Yeah.
But she's done it before, and she's always tried to talk me into doing it. And I always thought it was like kind of like weird because it was just different to me. Like I didn't know that side of it until recently. I've kind of seen some. We meet with a group of guys, right? Gonna get real spiritual here. But we meet with a bunch of guys and we talk about what's wrong. Not necessarily that there's something really, really wrong with this generation, but there's some things that you can pinpoint, right?
Right.
And a lot of it is a fatherless generation, and not necessarily that their father's not around, or it could be that the father's there, he's just not present. Right. You know what I mean? And you see that in a lot of the kids and teenagers and all that stuff. So it's really important for a father figure, if you will, to be around, kids and students. I agree. So something that I'm really thinking about.
Yeah. Our Melissa does it. I don't know if you knew that.
She did. I did. I found out this week. She said, hey, I'll be back. I'm going to Biggs. I'm like, man, that's good. That's super cool.
Yeah. I've always thought about trying to get back into it, like from the opposite side. I did in high school. Like we had a program where it was affiliated with Biggs. It was called PALS. Yeah. And we would do that during lunchtime. But like as an adult, I haven't like volunteered, but that might be something to think about.
Yeah. And it's one of those deals that to me, I look at it, if I'm not going to put 100% effort in it, then I don't need to do it because I'm taking away from somebody that could mentor a kid.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I think I
You're
need
ready
to
for
get
it. Yeah. I think it's a great program. I think it's amazing to support. And so I love the bowling. I think it's always fun to just go get crazy.
It was fun.
I heard Ben did really well.
Ben started slow. I watched him. And I said, Ben, this ain't normal. Because you and him won at the employee.
I have no doubt I would have beat everybody.
I don't know. I kind of got hot there at the end. But he started off really slow. And then he just like took off and just strike,
That's
spare,
cool.
strike.
That's cool.
And it took me a long ways to get warmed up. But I finally got hot.
Good.
I could have bowled for another hour.
So will federal department invite you back?
Probably not. No. There was a couple of them. I think I came in like third.
Yikes.
Maybe fourth. I was almost the last one.
That's not very good.
But I'm telling you.
Kind of like your bracket. I'm just kidding.
Houston's going to win. I don't care what the Final Four looks like.
I'm not sure about that.
I did come, bottom half of the leaderboard, but got hot.
Good. I'm glad you had a good time. It really is for a good cause.
It was. Got to see a lot of people that are involved in it. And, it's cool that they did that for the people that support it. Anyway.
I agree. It's a big fundraiser. Speaking of brackets, I love this time of year. March Madness is my absolute favorite. I'll probably talk about it and what we're loving, but it's just a lot of fun. So.
Yeah. I've gotten into it a couple of times this year. It's always been, I'm more of a, here's my sports deal, right? I'll sit there and watch a football game on TV. No matter who's playing, I'll watch the whole thing.
Right.
Basketball, it's got to be my team, right? Like it's got to be the Mavs or somebody that I'm really interested or invested in. Sixers, I watch the Sixers.
Right.
College basketball, just if the Longhorns play. And that's just highlights, right? Baseball, I'll watch it. I'll sit and watch a whole game live.
Right.
But I won't, unless it's like the World Series or, towards the end of the postseason, I'll watch the games. But I've never really gotten into March Madness as far as like
I freaking love it.
Stuff. We used to get into it whenever we lived in Amarillo and they had different deals at different locations.
Yes.
So you had drinks or food or whatever. We'd go and we just take advantage of the March Madness deal. Yeah. But not to sit down and enjoy a whole.
Well, hopefully we'll enjoy it this year.
Yeah. I mean, I'll watch the championship, but I've actually gotten into it more this year.
Yes, because you're invested just a smidge.
Yeah, because I've created a bracket that I'm trying to.
$5.
Anyways, some good games. So a lot of upsets.
That's what I love about it is because it's just, you never know. Like the people who should win don't win. Like you have to be on your best game. I love it. I love it all.
Yeah, and you kind of have to know when you build a bracket, there's no science behind it, right? You have to kind of know what the tendencies of those teams are, who has the
Right.
better defense, who has the better offense.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't invest that much time
Yeah.
into it. So I just kind of went off of like,
There's things called TikTok.
Yeah.
Where you can watch all those videos.
yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk more about this at the end of this episode. So, all right, Adam. So let's move into it. What's the new scoop?
Whoo, new scoop. Sure you guys realize we had a busy week over here in the technology department last week. Emails, phishing emails. Most of you guys, actually every one of you guys probably got it.
Did us dirty.
It did. And I do want to, it's nobody's fault
No.
of what happened. So you can't blame the person that we got the email from. And there's a lot of ways that people will gain access to those emails.
Right.
You click on links. That's the kind of stuff that you have to be careful of
Right.
whenever you get extensions or you click on an email that you shouldn't have clicked on.
Right.
You compromise your password.
Or even using our school email for personal things.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I'm guilty of that all the time because it's easier because I'm like, well, I'm always in this email. So let me just sign up with my Hereford account. So I have to do better at that.
Yeah. I think we all do. So this is kind of like an eye opener.
Yes.
We don't really, good thing we caught it. And shout out to the teachers that reached out to me like as soon as they saw it. I don't expect anybody to be on their email at 9:14 in the evening.
I was asleep.
So I did get a bunch of emails. Special shout out to Coach Garza. He sent me a text.
Like right away.
He said, "Hey man, this doesn't look right.
Yes.
What do you think?" And so we got to work.
Yeah.
Called Dana, and then we put something out together. We started looking into it. So
Mm-hmm.
that started that night.
Yes.
And
I didn't know any of this was happening until I woke up. And I was like, oh no.
yeah, it was.
Guys, don't contact me if it's an emergency. I won't answer. After like 8:45, I'm done for.
She's ready for the next day at that point. But so what I've done is I've put together about 6 red flags that you're looking into whenever you get an email. And we're going to go over the actual email, and we'll put a PDF together and we'll link it to this podcast so you can kind of just walk through it whenever you're listening to this. But first thing that we needed to look at in this email, or the red flags to look at, is an unsolicited job offer. So right off the bat, it said part-time job offer, remote personal assistant needed from a school district teacher.
Listen, I was all for that.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
And a lot of it, one of them was a forward. Like, you got it as a forward. Anytime you
Yes.
get a forward like that, if you're not expecting an email from anybody and it's a forward, then that means pay close attention.
Right.
Like,
And that was the one that was grayed out, right? Like there was
Yes.
one that was colored and then there was one that was grayed out. That was the forward one,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
so that was one red flag. Phishing emails often promise job opportunities and financial gains to incite people to click on them. And that's what that did.
Happened. they did it.
It did its job. Another one is a generic greeting. This one said, "Greetings, the chosen applicant." If you're receiving or looking, if somebody's looking to give you a job, they're going to use your name.
Right.
They're not going to tell you, "Hey, chosen person." Like
Yeah.
that's weird terminology.
Yes.
First off, and then they're going to use your name if they're trying to send it to you. Vague job description. So this one said it was individualized secretarial and administrative tasks. It's pretty vague. Like if they want you to get on a job or apply for a job, then they're going to tell you what it actually entails. Right. So that's something else to look at. No experience required. That's usually a pretty red flag that says, hey, you
It's
need
too good to be true.
Yeah. And then one was pressure to act quickly. So it told you to click on the application portal. And then another thing is the suspicious link. If I get a Google Docs that's asking for information from me, and if like personal information, I'm not going to give out that information.
Right.
Just looking at these things, it's just a lot of red flags. I can see where you thought it came from, because what happened is they actually gained access to her account. So it wasn't like, oh, this came from Lindy Howe at AOL.net, right? It came from HerefordISD.net.
Yes, and everything was spelled correctly in that.
So I can tell why, or I can see why people clicked on it and why they gave out information.
Right.
The problem becomes where Lindy Howe, even on her, I think her signature showed that she was a teacher. So that you're not going to get a job offer from a teacher like
Right.
that. You're going to get it from HR department.
Okay.
Really, that's it.
So how do you, so I'm not going to call out any people because I know this happens.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people who are on LinkedIn
Yes.
and you get job offers from LinkedIn. So how do you decipher, like, if that's true coming from LinkedIn to click those links?
Yeah, I mean, so you gotta hover over the link, right? And look at the actual link. Like I hovered over the link when I first started looking into this, and it gave me a Google Docs form. I won't ever give out any personal information over Google Docs. If you do that on a LinkedIn like notification, if it comes from that website, like let's say is, I don't know, Chevron 66, right? Then you hover over it and it has chevron.66.com, and you know it's probably reputable or any other company.
Right.
But if it has like a @gmail.com or .net, whatever that kind of stuff, Yahoo, that probably didn't come from a company. That's coming from an individual.
Right.
So it's a personalized.
It needs to be like a .org, .net.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And like I said, we'll put together a PDF that we're gonna start doing a little more of these trainings.
Yes.
Putting out more.
Yes. So the city of Amarillo actually has a company that writes phishing emails to get them. Oh, not to get them. That's a bad word.
No, it is.
To have them practice safety of that stuff. And so we had that issue with James's back, and I took him to the doctor in Lubbock, and he's like, oh, this is a phishing email. I just passed it. And I was like, well, what do you mean? So he had just completed a training. Okay, this is sneaky. They sent him an email to retrieve his certificate. Now, he already had his certificate. So he said that was the first red flag.
Yeah.
And then they wanted you to put in the Social Security, which aligns to what they do, because if let's say we needed his W-2 online, you have to put in the Social Security, so that aligns. But he's like, I already had my certificate, so why did I need another one? So I can't remember what they do. Like they have to mark it as spam or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And it said, congratulations, you passed. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I would have been freaking out. And he said, if you don't pass it, then they send you the training again for you to complete.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We've had the talk in the office about this.
Watch out now. Watch out now. But it's something that almost needs to happen just because of the data that we all have in our emails or that we have access to.
Yeah. Like
right?
student info. Like I would be really upset if Kyler's information got out there.
Well, here's the problem is you save all your passwords, right? Or a lot of people do.
Yes.
What happens whenever somebody gains access to your Gmail account?
Yeah.
Now they have access to your settings, which saves passwords to different things. Now, if you use the same password for Gmail as Skyward Student or Skyward Finance, then now they've got that information.
Yes.
And imagine what they can do, the type of damage they can do when they get into
bank info. Like, because I'm going to tell you, I know a lot of people connect their Hereford ISD account to their bank info.
Yeah.
It's really scary.
It is.
I mean, we can laugh about it now, but that's how these kinds of emails is how districts get shut down.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, because we've seen it happen.
No, and it happens all the time. The problem is we don't hear about it in Hereford, America.
No.
And people say, oh, it won't happen to Hereford. It won't happen to Demet. It won't happen to Freona.
Right.
Those are the ones they're getting after. Yeah.
It could.
Yeah.
You just never know. I mean, we have all the things in place to block this.
Yes.
So this coming through makes our tummies a little nervous.
Oh, for sure.
That shouldn't have happened.
And you guys, Silence is what we have as cybersecurity.
Right.
It catches a lot of things. We can go in there, we can see there's an ungodly amount of attacks or threats that Silence catches. This one it didn't.
Yeah. And so it's well, how are they knowing how to get around this?
And so they're getting smarter. They're using software. They're using different technology that kind of bypasses all this other stuff. So will we stop every one of them? No. But what we can do is try to get you guys ready to not allow it to happen to you. Right. Or if it does happen, that it's isolated within a certain deal.
Correct. Or that people are reaching out. That was the best thing that could have happened.
Like I said, shout out to those that reached out and to Miss Howe. She reached out to one of her teachers and said, please get a hold of Adam. And
immediately.
And so what we've done is we shut her account down. So, I mean, it happened at 9:14. I think by 9:20, we had her account shut down.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably less than that because Coach texted me as soon as that happened. So, fortunately, we got to it.
Swipe the computer. I mean, it's just craziness.
I can't say that if you did give out information, just look out for your personal, like look at
Right.
your bank,
Change your passwords.
change passwords to everything. And we, I mean, up until today, this morning, I'm still changing passwords to people that think, which is great
Yes.
because
You'd
if
rather
you feel
be
like,
safe. Yeah.
if you feel like you've allowed something, let's change your password.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's
It's easy.
really easy. And no, I mean, we can do it so quick
Mm-hmm.
that there's don't say, oh, well, you got so many. No. We'll do it.
Yeah.
For the sake of keeping your content safe or your data safe, and then our students and
For
staff.
sure.
So that's my little spiel
It's
on
a
it.
little learning opportunity.
Yeah. And like I said, no fault of anybody's other than they're just getting smart.
Listen, these people are good at what they do.
They're really good.
So we had a kid in high school, and this was before like hacking was really popular.
Yeah.
Freaking smart. Okay. Like, I don't know where he is now, but I could see him working for like the FBI to catch people like this.
Yeah.
He hacked into whatever the SIS management system that we had at the time. This is 23 years ago. Changed all of our grades to passing.
Wow.
Yep. Every single kid in the whole school changed them
Yeah.
in a BIM class. Nobody knew for weeks. And then they were able to find out who did it. I
Yeah.
was like, that's brilliant.
That's great.
Yeah. Like, how did you, like, so, I mean, I'm sure he's doing stuff like this,
Oh,
like
man.
doing a counterattacks.
Yeah.
So,
It's crazy. And it could happen so quick,
mhm.
you know? So anyways, just
Yeah.
some red flags to look at. And
That's
also,
good information.
we're going to be putting out, like I said, some information
Yes.
quarterly, maybe even.
Yeah. And I think
monthly.
at the start of next year, we need to have a mandatory class that everybody in the district takes just to review it and just to stay safe.
Yeah. And again, I don't want anybody to misinterpret this as like we're getting on to you.
No.
We're not. If anything, we failed to kind of train you guys. So
Yeah.
we'll get better at doing that.
Yes.
You'll get better at noticing it. And
Yeah.
we're all just going to.
Listen, I'm not going to
be
lie.
great.
At 4:30 in the morning, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then I saw the one above it. And then I saw your email. I was like, delete.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, it was kind of hectic there for a while.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily going to say glad it did happen, but it needed to, we got things in place to
Yes.
kind of handle it, and thought we did okay.
Is it appropriate to say go herd? I'm just kidding.
It was a fun time for sure.
Yeah.
And
Well, thank you for that information.
Yeah, and fishing is one thing that you need to look at. There's a lot of other
Yeah.
things that they can do to gain access to your stuff. But we'll,
Yes.
like I said, in the coming
Can only
months and
improve.
weeks, we'll be putting out some more content about it. So
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
That was good info.
yeah,
All right, so my Command Control S is very short today. I've been in a lot of classrooms who are preparing for STAR or just doing review on units because they've got different testing coming up. And if you guys do not use Slides Mania, I highly suggest that you use that because they have free templates. Like we're the type that likes to create that kind of stuff, but there's a lot of us who don't like to create that.
Mhm.
And she I can't remember what her name is off the top of my head, but she lives in Spain. She's not a teacher. She's just a graphic designer, basically. Not just, that was the wrong word. She's a talented, amazing graphic designer who is passionate about creating all of these slides. She also has templates in PowerPoint, but let's move on from that. Let's move on to the slides or to the Google Slides. And it's all free. So my only word of advice is if you have Ad Blocker Plus on your computer, which I know a lot of you have, it will block the site and it's going to ask you to turn off that only for that site. And once you do, ads are going to pop up. Don't click on them. Okay. It will take you to sites that you don't want to, and it could cause another phishing, but just be very mindful of what it looks like. They're mainly, they're ads, they're commercials for things, or it looks like it might be a Google slide link, but it's not. So just X out of it and move on or scroll down. But they have a lot of really great templates already created. So, like a Jeopardy style of this or that. I used to play Guess Who growing up, and she has that. And so like that blows my mind. Like that'd be a really great vocabulary game to play or analysis game to play. So I just want to encourage you guys as you're creating these things to definitely check out that site because the templates are already ready for you right there. And then the kids can keep it. Like you could share it in your Google Classroom and they could keep it definitely make sure they have their own copy because kids will change things, and then I could use that as a review to study for your test. So
that's good stuff.
Yeah, they have lots of cool things on there.
Wow.
Choice boards. I mean, game templates, everything, all for free.
Well, look at there.
Yeah. Sometimes she'll ask to donate a coffee. So, like, I'll give $5 because, I mean, listen, you've saved me hours of time. Homegirl can have a coffee or two, okay? So, anyway. But, yeah, so it's a great site to use. But definitely check that out if you're creating review games.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
That's good stuff.
Adam, I don't think we have anything really pressing this week going on besides cleaning up some of that stuff.
Yeah.
End of another month, which is insane. We said it was going to Zoom, and here we are almost in April on, is it Friday? That's April? No, Monday's April. But by the time this airs,
it's here.
Yeah, it's here. So anyway, and we have like a couple of days off, right?
We will. I think we have
Friday, and then the board is voting today to see if we get Monday off because we had to use the weather day for the snow thing. So,
yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Come on, Monday.
So we can have a 4-day weekend. That'd be amazing.
That'd be great. I have a few things that I can do on.
For sure. As long as the weather's nice. It'd be awesome.
The wind's not blowing 100 miles an hour.
Kyler and them were supposed to have district golf today, and it was canceled. And I'm so glad because James is out of town.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to put the cart cover on, so I was gonna be frozen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, is it legal to bring Saran wrap and just wrap it around?
No.
James is like, let's not do that. How are you gonna get out of the cart? I'm like, I don't know.
Listen, I'll figure it out.
Listen, I was just trying to think of something.
Yeah.
So anyway,
well,
but yeah, that's been postponed, so that was good.
Yeah.
But all right, Adam, what is something that you're loving?
I'm loving the longer days.
Yeah, those are nice, aren't they?
It feels like, I don't know. Usually when the, what do they call it? I don't want to use that word, but anyways, whenever it gets dark and it's cold and gloomy, you go into your body and your mind go into this state where it's like
seasonal depression. Oh, you didn't want to use that word. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's fine.
It's a true thing.
It is. Yeah. And then, so now you've got more daylight and it feels like, man, I've got more energy.
People are happy. They're smiling.
I know. My neighbor smiled at me the other day. I'm like, hey, what's up?
Yeah,
man?
You can do yard work. I mean, gosh.
So, yeah, man, I'm loving that.
Yeah. I really wish that we would keep it. Arizona never changed when we lived there. They don't do the daylight savings time, but I wish we would stay on this one for the longer days because I like it.
Oh, I do too.
But
man,
I don't get to change that. I'm not that cool.
I don't know. Senator, Congress, whatever, state
legislature. I thought it got voted on.
I do too. I just never know.
But I don't know.
I don't watch the news. So
yeah, when it'll be implemented. Anyways.
Anywho, that's what I'm loving.
I like that. Okay, so you're going to be surprised. March Madness is what I'm loving. Like, I love March Madness. Yeah. So it kind of makes me LOL because I was like, hey guys, let's do a bracket. Because we do it all online, right? And everybody's like, let's do it on paper. Okay. And then we created that whole thing in my office. It actually is a lot of fun. It looks really cool when you walk in. I'm going to miss it when March Madness is over. Yeah. But I love it. And I wish that the NBA would go this way. And I get the logistics of why they don't because money, right? Like you're going to make a lot of money off of seven series. Yeah. But I feel like they should do it this way because you have to play your best game. You have to. Yeah. I don't know. That's just how I feel.
Win or go home.
Like, I really thought Houston was going to lose last night, which I would not have been sad about because that's who James picked to win. And then you and Dana both have it on yours. So, I would have been like, oh, marked it off. I wouldn't have been sad. Yeah. But you have to play your best.
You do. And then some teams, all the pressure's on the top pick teams, right? Mm-hmm. So, I thought Texas is my team. I knew they wouldn't make it to I thought they'd get into at least this next round, but Tennessee took care of them. But it's always
but freaking Oakdale, okay? Like Oakdale. Who has ever heard of Oakdale? And then the kid who's like a 6-year senior. Have you heard any of these stories?
No.
Okay, so Oakdale, who did Oakdale beat? I can't remember who, but it was someone big that they beat. And everybody's like, what? I'll have to look at it. I can't remember. I don't have it memorized. Anyway, so this kid, 6-year senior, okay? I'm like, that's ridiculous. We got to get off that. We can't have people playing more than 4 years. Like, that's
2 years in the NBA,
craziness, right? So he makes something like 11 3-pointers. As a kid who was never looked at after high school, really, he did the non-traditional route and this is like his last 2 years to play at a college. lights it up, beats the team. Everybody's like, what is happening? Kid was an Uber driver. So when he was at his other college, he'd go, they beat Michigan State. No, Michigan State won. It's someone in Ann Arbor. Anyway, we'll get back to this. This is going to bother me. Can I look it up on my phone?
Sure.
Is that appropriate?
You do
Anyway, so I don't want to get in trouble because I'm on my phone here, but I have to figure this out. I'm like, who is this guy? Who did they play? I just completely forgot. But anyway, so he went into Ann Arbor, which I thought was in Michigan. So that's why I'm confused by this. Kentucky. Duh. They beat Kentucky. Like, they should not have beaten Kentucky.
Yeah, that's who beat Kentucky. Oakdale?
Yes.
I thought it was Oakland. Oakdale?
It's Oakland.
Okay. That's probably why he was throwing me off.
Anyways, so it's Oakland, right? And so this, like, they remember him Ubering into their city because they're from the same state.
Yeah.
They remember him Ubering to, like, the college to get the food. Like, they remember the kid.
So he was Ubering to the college?
Yes. They're like, they remembered him. Like, but that's what he did. Like, after basketball practice, he'd go. But, like, those stories are fun.
Yeah.
Those stories are fun to hear. But so then they did a graphic on him, and he has shot, like, I don't know, 400 times this season. And only 8 of them have been at the 2-point range. Everything else has been at the 3-point. Like, everything is lit up. It looks like the golden arches, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, Kentucky, you should have scouted that.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only place he shoots from, and that's pretty much what beat him. Like,
do you think that teams like Kentucky take teams like Oakland and be like, we're going to skim through these guys. I'm going to get ready for the next one.
I would like to say no,
right?
But
it
at
almost
the same
feels
point,
that way.
it's like you should have scouted that.
Because
like,
they should have known that.
Like, that's the only thing this kid shoots.
Yeah.
Cover him up.
I don't know. And maybe he was just, I didn't watch that game, but maybe he was just where he was like,
this is me the whole time. Every time he'd make it, it'd be all, he did it again. He did it again.
Yeah.
I mean, something crazy, like 11 of them.
Like double team the guy.
Yes.
You know, and you force somebody else to be a better player. So when you double team somebody, like, okay, the Mavs, right? Mm-hmm. So when I watch them, they double team Luka. Mm-hmm. When they do that, what does he do? Passes it to Kyrie.
Yes.
Well, now Kyrie's open for the shot.
Yeah.
So that's what you do, right? Yeah. So you force somebody else to be. Now that the NBA is
different, yeah.
It's a different deal because they're all good, right?
Right.
But in college, you force somebody else to be the better.
They could miss a shot. That's yeah.
I don't want to get into the coaching.
So I love it. And I think Calipari's gone. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, bless his heart. He can't get really past the first round.
A few years already.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
And I think they were ranked. Was it them or Kansas that? Well, you're not going to know because you don't really follow this. No. But they were ranked like the number 1 preseason, like in the number 1 seed. And whoever that is never wins. So I never pick them to like move on.
I think that was Kentucky.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm not completely oblivious to the basketball.
Well, I didn't know.
But I don't follow it as much as you guys do.
Yeah, I love it. And then you can do so much with it. Like in the classroom, we do March Madness with books that we love. Caleb's doing March Madness with Christian songs.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody gets into it. So
it's a good time of the year.
It'll be fun. It's a fun like trash talking moment.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I'm waiting for.
Dude, if Houston wins, I'm done for. But because that means Mr. Stowe wins in our house. He said he's going to get him a belt buckle. I was like, listen, I won last year and got nothing.
There's the WrestleMania belts. Have you seen those?
Yes.
He needs one of those.
Yeah.
If he wins. Actually, y'all need to do one as a family.
Yes.
And then, like, whoever wins it, gets to.
I think Kyler. So this is like our 3rd, 4th year maybe. Kyler's won twice. You know who he won with first was Tech. He picked Tech this year, and I'm like, you're done for.
Yeah.
You only have like 900 points
First
you can get
exit.
now. Yeah. And then I think he won the 2nd year, and then Tatum won, and then I won. James hasn't won yet, I don't think. So if he wins, it's all over for us. We're done.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, that's all we're going to hear about all year. So anyway.
I'm
really hoping I'm really hoping that I win
that's why
this
I picked.
one.
That's what I picked. I picked Houston, so I got to root for Mr. Stowe.
It's fun. Good job. If they win, I'll be happy. Either way, I'll be happy. Okay, so enough of March Madness.
Okay.
Because I could talk about it all day.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
All of it. All right, so guys, we have something for y'all. We're going to do a giveaway. Adam created a really cool logo. you've seen it everywhere. It's on your email every week. But we got stickers, and I'm stoked about this because I love stickers. So we're going to do a giveaway of these 2 stickers. Yeah. We'll give away both of them. So one's like this and one's like that. These are our logos. But Sticker Mule also sent us hot sauce and a coaster. And I was like, what is this? I'm like, so honestly, my first thought was, did I accidentally buy this? Did I pay for this? I got real scared because it was only supposed to be for stickers. Yeah. So we're going to do a giveaway. So Adam, tell them what they can do to not only win the stickers, but to win this fabulous can of our jar of mule sauce. Yeah,
you've got to do work. You've got to like.
Oh, wait. And a coaster.
Yes. The Donkey Cheers coaster.
Yeah. Donkey Cheers coaster. And this is a level 3 out of 5 hot sauce.
Yeah.
I don't know. We didn't test it. So.
Listen, if you like spicy, I'm on like a spice kick right now. And mine's like jalapenos, though. Not this type of sauce. But anyways.
We also have no idea if this is good or not. It could be really bad. Or it could be the best thing you ever had.
Yes.
So you'll have to let us know.
I'm going to hope it's the latter one. But you do have to do some work. You have to like, subscribe, and share.
Yes. And if you've already subscribed, we get that.
Yeah.
But
if you haven't, then this is your chance to do it.
Yes.
But
you have to show proof.
Yes.
So how do they show proof, Adam?
Screenshot it.
Screenshot it and send it to us.
Send it to the HerdU email.
Yeah, HerdU email. Don't send it directly to us.
No, HerdU email. But yeah, I mean, we get a good lots of views and lots of interaction, but we want to see more.
Yes.
So screenshot it when you share it.
Yes. Or like it. So like you can screenshot when you like it. It'll show you the thumbs up. And then just push the share button and screenshot all that for us and email it to us. And your name will be entered to win our fabulous swag.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sticker Mule.
And maybe that's why they do it. I don't know, but
I don't know.
They do send some stuff out. I've gotten some stickers.
I was really nervous because I was like, I'm not going to mess this up. And I double checked the order. I was like, okay, it was only stickers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it depends on how much you order. So we ordered a good
We ordered
amount.
quite a bit because no, we can't tell them what we're doing next year. It'll be a surprise.
Okay.
Anywho,
yeah, you do have work to do. So,
yes.
But we'd love to give this out to somebody. So
yeah, and we're only going to give you a week. So like by the next time the next pod airs, you can't do it again. So you have to be able to watch it within this week.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So there you go.
All right. Well, that's all I have for you guys. Anything else, Dad?
That's it.
Perfect. All right. Well, we hope you have a fabulous week, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.